Nangangati na naman ang itlog ko, nangangati na naman ang itlog ko, ka. Nangangati na naman ang itlog ko, nangangati na naman ang itlog ko, ka. What's up YouTube? It's your boy Dashing and this is week 2 of the CDL. I am one of the coaches of Team Kati, Itlog, and this week we take on the PTG crew. So the order of this is gonna be Haseen versus Kasem, me versus Bam Bam, and Alan versus Andy. So actually, if you're wondering why Melvin isn't here, we actually kicked him off the team because he didn't really seem interested in the draft himself, and Alan is a replacement we found. Fortunately for us, Alan does have a reputation of doing very well in a league when he's replacing someone. So like, you know, if he joins like a league, he's kinda, you know, whatever. But if he replaces someone, he's suddenly like a superstar basically. So yeah, that's gonna be interesting to see with this season. So our first game here is gonna be Haseen versus Kasem. I didn't really get a chance to talk to Haseen about the matchup, but he did seem fairly confident here. The main Uber matchup, Mewtwo Y versus our Necrozma DM, it's kinda even. I would say it's pretty even. It's basically a matter of who sets up first. So if you look at team preview, they both have unaware mons, but yeah, they're not really that effective in the matchup, you know, especially since Mewtwo can have like T-Bolt and the Quag is vulnerable to like HP grass. So yeah, without further ado, let's check out the game. So they need hacks on the Mewtwo. So the pressure and the Mold Breaker reveal Mewtwo is faster, but he gets hit with the first impression. I'm not sure why he went for Taunt, maybe expecting a DD. But if he was DD, I think like a solid Ice Beam would have just OPO'd it, you know, unless it's like a Sash variant. Anyway, he goes for a Side Strike, takes good damage on the Pyuku, goes for Taunt to prevent it from, I guess, recovering. But I mean, I don't really get these taunts play. I think these are like missed opportunities. Switches out to Pyuku on the Quag. Tries to read the recover, goes to Reggie, gets a Toxic off. So at least the Toxic guarantees that the Reggie is already, you know, vulnerable. It doesn't, if it's like a Sash set, it's already broken the Sash. Goes for a DD here, which is very interesting knowing there's a Quag in the game, especially with Haze, now that you know that. He goes for a DD again, which is very surprising. He goes for Earth Power, rocking the weakness policy, revealing hidden power grass. But yeah, definitely wasted opportunity there. You could have just went for like the naked HP grass and again. So you basically lost a turn boosting as well as your item for nothing basically. So pretty bad place on Haseen's part. He goes for DD on the Volk switch, gets a DD again. I think the second DD was very risky just because, what do you call this? If you could have died to like the flamethrower there if it's like a boosting item, or if he just went for like Fire Blast. So very risky, but it pays off for him. He switches to Quag, which is kind of vulnerable to the EQ. Should go down to another EQ. Yep. Ring Sound's Contank. Now, Sucker Punch is very free there, so no reason not to switch out. He goes DD on the Dragonite, takes Foul Play, which does a shit ton of damage. And EQ reveals the Sash, goes for a Foul Play, takes out the Dragonite. Diancie comes in, goes for a Rock Polish. We still don't know the set. The Reggie could have been like a Scarf set, but apparently not. He takes out the He takes out the Diancie, and Volk comes in. I'm not sure if he was fearing like a what do you call it? Like a Scarf Volk, or maybe he didn't just have any rock coverage there. So maybe it's Moonblast. What was that? Moonblast, Rock Polish. Did he reveal anything? No, just Moonblast, Rock Polish. So interestingly, we don't really know what other moves that Mon had. He goes for an HP steal here from what it looks like. Does decent damage to the hacks. He goes for a Dragon Dance here and a Poison Jab. Gets the crit. Takes the Sucker Punch. Goes for a Poison Jab. Dies to Aftermath. Okay. Alright. Oh my god. Kati! Oh my god. That was a throw. That was a throw from Haseen. There was no reason to go Poison Jab there, and not knowing about Aftermath was just a bad prep. I guess if he didn't know about it, it was just bad prep on his part. He could have just went for the EQ there. Mewtwo was in range. Volcarona probably in range, right? It's a boosted EQ, and Volk doesn't really have good physical defenses. So he could have won. He could have won 4-0 there, right there. Goes for Quiver Dance on the Volk. Goes Nasty Plot Mew. Bzzz. Dies to the Bug Buzz. Diancie comes in. Goes for HP Steal. Necrozma falls to the Flamethrower and he loses 2-0. That was a rough game. You could have really won 4-0 there, but due to the huge misplays, I don't even know what to say there. You could have picked any move. Any move would have killed the Skuntank, not the contact move. It didn't make sense to me. So, unfortunate throw there by Haseen. So yeah, next match we have is me versus Bam. So yeah, I think the matchup I would say is in my favor, like just based on the team composition. I'd say it's 70-30, right? 70-30, maybe 65-35, I would say. Around that margin. So it's not unwinnable. It's definitely winnable. But from what Bam told me, he didn't really try. He just brought like a meme team because he didn't really feel confident about playing. Which, you know, I don't really agree with that. You're kind of letting your team down with that mentality. You still have to try to play to win, especially in this matchup. It's not like I have like an auto win mon here. All of my mons have like ways around it. So yeah, I disagree with that mindset. But yeah, without further ado, let's check out the game. So it's Gliscor on the Claydol. Goes for a knockoff here, proccing the weakness policy. I go for a Psychic, do good damage to the Claydol, or to the Gliscor. I go for another Psychic on the Klefki, and then EQ takes out the Klefki. Amazing plays from us. We're able to take out Klefki. Probably our biggest problem in the game, just because of, you know, possible screens, possible hazards there, as well as Prankster T-Wave. You know, a good win con for us is the Necrozma this game. So Prankster T-Wave really messes that up. So yeah, I guess he wasn't. He got caught off guard by the weakness policy Claydol. Very heat set from, you know, a very dashing set from our, you know, Team Kati. Mewtwo comes out, evolves, takes us out with an Ice Beam. I was okay with that. There was no reason to risk like our Vaporeon there. I bring out Necrozma knowing we can just set up on this mon. I go for a knockoff. I guess maybe just bringing EQ would have been better this matchup because I didn't really expect him to bring both Megas there. So knockoff doesn't really do good damage to the Steelix, especially holding, you know, the Mega Stone. But he just sacks the Steelix off to the Scald. I think Haseen was asking me if I was like offensive Vaporeon. I'm like, no, it's just, you know, weakness plus stab, so it can really kill like that. It goes Nasty Plot here on the Mew. I just go for a Scald. I get the burn. The reason I went for a Scald there was I was afraid of, or I was thinking maybe he would be, what do you call that? Like a subset. So I didn't want to like, do some other shenanigans there, but yeah. And props to Bam, he did bring Nasty Plot, which I think is the best set against me. A lot of my mocks were bringing CM, which really falls short of the, you know, of the target. I bring out Shark here, go for a Protect. He goes for an Energy Ball. He didn't really switch there because maybe he saw my week 1 game where I don't always Protect on the first turn, you know, to get like more speed for the speed boost. But yeah, I do know at +1 I definitely outspeed the Mew, and it is within range of Crunch without Mega Evolving. So I just go for a Crunch here, get the second speed boost. We can just Mega here, knowing his other mons, even if Scarf cannot outspeed us. And it looks like all of his mons are in range. He actually fucks up there. He goes Protect and Endure. So not knowing the mechanics, or maybe just fucking up there in general. Endure works like Protect. So, you know, if you do Protect to Endure, it's only like a 30% chance of activating. I kinda saw that. It was some interesting tech. He could have just, you know, I don't know what his item was, if it was like a red card or something else, maybe Sash into Tailwind. I forgot. He sent me the sets, but I forgot to look at it. But yeah, everything falls to Shark here. Shark gets like 4 kills, and that's gonna be GG. It's dashing. So yeah, you know, showing the Team Kati how it's supposed to be done. You know, if you have a good matchup, you really should be taking those, right? Unless, you know, you get hacks or, you know, just out prepped in general. But yeah, a very straightforward game, especially with the mons. Surprisingly, with the mons he brought, it kind of made me more anxious because I didn't prep versus these mons. So, you know, I don't know if there's something I'm not seeing, if they're actually good in the matchup. But apparently, not really. We're definitely prepared for whatever was coming. So yeah, we got a nice win here. Our rubber match is gonna go down to Alan versus Andy. So this game actually took place a few weeks later. I think week 4 already is when they took. I think something happened to Andy. He like lost his house or something. A tree fell on his house, and basically he had to build a new house. Something like that. It's weird, but you know, it's a mad game we play, right? So shit like that, I guess happens. So yeah, Alan did made some trades with the team, so the team looks a little better now. Looking at team preview, I think a good set to bring here would be like a Scarf Azu, right? Scarf Azu takes out, you know, can one-shot a lot of these mons. I'm not sure if, I don't think Scarf Azu outspeeds the Swellow though. Maybe not. I'm not sure about that. But yeah, especially like Scarf Azu with like Brick for screens, something like that. Scarf Chump would be good for like a Mewtwo check, and you know, maybe T-Spikes or Spikes on the Roselia just to chip mons down so that they don't, you know, keep switching in. Sash, Poltergeist, amazing as well. So yeah, let's check out the game and see how that went. So they lead Swellow on the Azu. Very interesting here. Goes for Boom Burst, does a shit ton of damage, revealing the Citrus, reveals Belly Drum there. I think that was easily the worst set he could have brought. Belly Drum, especially versus a team with Indeedee, right? You're not really aquajetting anything in that regard. So that was probably the worst case scenario with regards to the set he could have brought. I'm not sure what was like the logic there. Maybe he was expecting Vanillux to come, but even then, he could have just went like freeze dry there and take it out the next turn, basically. Yeah, it goes Boom Burst on the Necro switch, which does a shit ton of damage, making me think maybe that's actually a Specs variant. It could be Specs now that I think of it. I didn't really try calcing it, but yeah, that looks way too much to do that much damage. It goes Autotomize, very interesting play. I guess he wanted like to outspeed the Mewtwo after one boost, but he doesn't really have good coverage versus the Hippowdon. Maybe like an HP Grass would have been good there, but yeah. He gets roared out to Poltegeist. It's gonna be hard, man. It's gonna be hard to like justify Poltegeist in this matchup in particular, just because of Sand, right? So Sand would break your Sash basically. So if you went for just like a crunch there, you could have lost the Poltegeist. Yeah, on the turn you smashed basically. But yeah, it goes Giga Drain and falls asleep due to the yawn. He sacks the Azu here on the Expanding Force. Pretty standard stuff. Negorasma comes in, it's gonna try to boost again. Yeah, but it doesn't really matter because, you know, Hippowdon really checks it pretty well. It does 35 there, goes for a Roar. I actually don't know what set he brought here. If it's like a SD, right? SD, what do you call that move? SD Rock Polish, maybe. But yeah, he doesn't really go for that. So Mewtwo comes in on the Roserade switch. Roserade revealing Black Sludge is gonna fall to like the Side Strike or whatever move it goes for. But he actually chooses to go for Nasty Plot. And I think that could be game. That could be game. He goes for an Outrage there, does a shit ton of damage but not enough. So yeah, maybe if you had like a Spike there and he came in during a turn of Sand, he could have got fell to that, but yeah. Holy shit, it even O-code Pori2. Wow. And it wasn't really a crit, so wow, he actually got 6-0'd. I did not expect that. The match is definitely not bad. I think the match may be even in this case. I don't know. I need to like do more prep for that, but yeah. I'm really surprised this happened to Alan. Very uncharacteristic of him to bring sets like that. So yeah, it is what it is. You know, we lose week 2 as well. So we're kind of 0-2 right now. Yeah. I think this and Hasin's game, this because of the 6-0 and some of the Azu Belly Drum set, very questionable. And Hasin's choice to go Poison Jab on the aftermath of Skuntank, very questionable as well. So yeah, hopefully we can bounce back in week 3 and get some W's, because yeah, we're 0-2 right now. And you know, Team Kati is definitely better than that. Holy shit, we're supposed to be better than that. So yeah, that's gonna be the video. If you guys like the content, like, comment, subscribe. If you want to support your boy even more, links to Patreon down in the description. I'll see you guys on the next one. Cheers.